which is to begin our adventure with a quad biking for approximately from 25 to 30 minutes. But believe me, it's gonna be worth it because it's probably gonna be the best part of the trip. And after that, we will take our jeeps, or not the jeeps, the buggy cars, for about from 15 to 20 minutes, also in the desert. And when we come back, we will rest and settle down for some time before we take our jeeps with crazy drivers to the Bedouin village. And there we will have another program there, which is riding the camels, sipping some tea, and tasting the fresh bread. It will be just like experiencing a daily life of a Bedouin. And it's very simple to drive, to use it. All you need to know is the gas acceleration and the brakes, because it's automatic. You don't need to worry about anything. For the gas acceleration, your hands will be like this, and this finger will be pushing on the gas acceleration here.
Aventura în deșert începe cu un astfel de ATV. Vom călători câteva mile printre dune, după care ne întoarcem aici pentru a schimba mijlocul de transport. Haideți să vedem cum este. Aventură este cu buggies sau spider cars, cam așa arată. Sunt pentru 2 persoane, dar dacă vrei poți să le conduci și singur. atunci când ajungem la satul beduinilor din deșertul Sahara, trebuie să faci o plimbare cu camila. Durează doar câteva minute, dar experiența este una cât se poate de inedită și până la urmă este cel mai convenabil mijloc de transport din deșert. La terarium ai ocazia să cunoști animăluțele deșertului. Acesta este un cameleon, la ora asta este adormit, face nani, este cu minte, de obicei bea doar apă sau mai mănâncă ocazional câte o insectă.
So this is your Kamal again. I will explain to you, since we are in the Bedouin village, then we should know how their daily life going. Actually, this is how they make their own bread, using very basic grindings, like very basic grains like flour, like salt, and only water. They grind all the grindings together here in a grinding machine they call tahaya, there. That they after this they put it on the table and they flat it with the stick, then until it's so thin, and then put it on the fire. It's a very simple way, very easy way. To make the fire, they don't need actually a lot of wood. They can just put some wood and add more of the camel's waste, because actually the camel's waste is very organic elements for increasing the fire. Okay, my dear guests, here we are again in the Bedouin village, which means Bedu this word came from desert dwellers or residents. And the Bedouins are actually people, Arabs came from the Middle East. They speak our language, Arabic. They also, Muslims follow the same denomination of Sunnah that we follow here also. But they live here by their own rules. Well, they came here in the Egyptian deserts, in the Eastern desert and in the Western desert. They prefer living in the deserts, far from the towns, far from the chaos, far from the loud living here by their own rules. Together, they have very strong family ties, relationships. That's why they prefer living here in the desert. But if you would like to live in the desert, then you should know how to do it. There are main things that you should have to survive in the desert. One of them is to have an accommodation, and actually they use simple tents, but they are weak structures. That's why they build them behind the mountains, to use the mountains as a shield against the winds. And they also have the food they need, they have the water they need, they have the food which is a protein source from the camel steak, which is very delicious, the sheep steak, cow steak, animals creatures. And from the water, they get it from underground water. They use the camels to use them in a trick to find the water that they feed the camels salty food and set them free in the desert. And they find the underground water spot and start digging for it. And then the Bedouins follow them to digging for this hole until they find the underground water, which is a good water that's healthy for drinking. And also you're gonna need medical source. That's when you get sick, whether you have headache, whether you have digestion, whether you have any types of medical issues. Since you are in the desert, then you should be protected against these things. So they have a lot of things like hargal, handal, ambar, a lot of things that they use for skin allergies, kidney stones, headaches, stomach aches and digestion, bone aches, rheumatism, everything, almost everything. And also to make new generations, they also get married here by their own rule, which is to get married to a lady who your mom chooses for you. Because here the ladies, they cover their whole body, their facial features, everything except for their eyes. So you cannot tell which lady is pretty or not. So your mom will be the only one who can tell. If you were a good son, you will find a good wife, and if you were bad, you will find her. Probably you're gonna be prettier than her. And that's all.